Another quick stat I want you to look at is under behavior site content. If you click on all pages, you can see what people are doing from those specific pages, but in sort of an easier way. You can get some of this data from the behavior flow charts and the heat maps. But here I see all of my most popular pages and I can see what the bounce rate is, what the exit rate is. That's how many people actually just leave your site after viewing that page. And so I see that, look at people who come to my homepage, there's only a 53% bounce rate, which compared to my other pages is really good. Or say if I want to find the pages that have the lowest bounce rates, I can click bounce rate to organize it by bounce rate. Some of these are like search terms and stuff. So what I will want to do is now I have from least to greatest bounce rate and then show 500 because I have 340 different pages apparently on my site. So a lot of these are search terms that you don't need to pay attention to. But now when I start to get to some of these numbers, I see that people who come to, for example, my design courses page, which is a new page, only have a 33% bounce rate. So this is really low data right now, but it'll be interesting to see if that is the same over time. Articles and resources, these are other pages that it makes sense. If someone gets to this page, they're more interested in continuing with other content versus some of the higher bounce rate pages where they're coming from a Google search or a YouTube video. And once they get that information, they're gone. I can also see that some of my bigger and better articles, like this email marketing for course creators blog article, does relatively well, or the call out titles for After Effects. So looking at this data, I can see which of my content works better. And then I look at that page, see what I did with that page, and try to improve my future articles or go back and update my past articles that, I go down here with the high bounce rates and I look at these pages and see, okay, well, this page has, 252 views, which is a lot, but 97% of the people are leaving my site. Hey, I don't want that to happen. So what can I do to encourage people to stay on my website after getting this tutorial? Also under behavior, you can look at site speed. This is really important to look at because Google actually penalizes or rewards you for a faster website. Average page load time 12.08. That's pretty darn high. So I have to do things to reduce that. And we talked about that in the website section of the digital marketing class, things that you can do to speed up your website. But there's always things that you can do. They even give you some speed suggestions over here on the left. So once you click that, you can see the specific pages. For example, let's see what the homepage suggestions are. And this is with Google's page speed tools, their insights. So it's not bad. It's a 77 out of 100, but it gives you these specific things that you can do. So for example, reducing the size of the image, minifying HTML, and there's things that you can do or plugins that you can use to do this kind of thing. So those are things that I personally need to continue to improve. 77 is not terrible, but look at mobile. Mobile's huge, and I think that's because my homepage has a lot of images, and I just updated that, but something I'm going to have to go back right now and fix so that those web pages open faster on mobile devices. So there's lots of other things you can see under behavior, but I'm going to move on. And if you have any questions about this other stuff, I'll be happy to answer that. But in the next video, we'll look under conversions and set up some goals for our website.